Did you see that the amount of weddings had dropped like massively because of COVID?
In Japan?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
And then people were freaking. The government was like, for fuck's sake, we're already having a hard time getting goddamn babies. We didn't need people not getting married and fucking for 2 years. This is awful.
Wait. People not getting married or people not having weddings?
Well, people don't have...
Well, because you can get married in Japan but not have a wedding.
Well, I'm getting married.
Oh, getting married. Oh,
people weren't
right.
going out and meeting.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
People weren't going out.
Right.
People weren't going to bars to meet their co-worker who they eventually fall in love with, have 2 babies. Good. Yay, government likes that. Yeah. So now they're like, for fuck's sake, what is happening now? How do we get people to go out? Because people, even though you can go out and you can have a fun time, I think there's still a lot of people who aren't going out.
Yeah.
So now Japan has another battle. It's like, now we got to get them to go out.
One reason, VTubers. I'm just kidding.
No, the VTuber apocalypse has begun.
Right?
You are right.
Yeah, right? I told you I was right.
That's not fucking true. Not everyone's watching VTubers.
Yeah.
Well, but I mean, would you not say that is a massive part of it, though?
No.
No. I mean,
If it wasn't VTubers, it was idols.
Yeah, idols, VTubers.
What like, you know, as someone who used to watch a lot of VTubers, I think a global pandemic was a much bigger factor. But I mean, like,
I'm not saying it's the number one reason.
Jeff Bezos had made VTubers to make Japan not have babies.
I never said that was the number one reason. I'm aware that there was a pandemic.
Are you, Joey? Are you?
I didn't come out of a rock and be like, damn, VTubers really fucking ruling the world, huh? Like,
I'll never forget.
I'll never forgive the VTubers.
Japan.
What do you? Okay, as this is fun. This is a fun little thing. What do you? Okay, so you're Japanese. It doesn't count. What do you? You can do it there.
What?
From the foreigner perspective, how do you think Japan has to fix their not having babies in one simple solution? Not immigration, because they're never going to do it.
Fuck, you knew what I was about to say.
Literally
because it was the obvious answer.
Because the UN was literally like, hey, Japan, there's this really easy cheat fix that will solve your declining population, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, what is it? They're like, I'll just let immigrants in. I'm like, no, what is it?
They're just like, did you know there's a lot of people outside Japan that really want to fuck Japanese people? Just saying, like, there's a lot of people outside of Japan that think Japanese people are kind of hot. I mean, yellow fever's kind of a thing. Just saying.
He could say that.
I can say that. I am the result of one.
I was just like, he's the only one out of us three that can say it.
I'm literally the result of that phenomenon. If my dad didn't go, Japanese people kind of hot, I wouldn't be here. So I think I have the liberty to say that.
Is your dad like into Japanese women? Is that like why? Or is it just he happened to be?
No, he was like, I went to Japan one time and I got yellow fever.
That's trad shit.
I mean,
the man took what he wanted.
Yeah. But that's the thing. It's
what
like,
he wanted. He knew what he wanted.
That's why though
Sigma mindset.
Bro, that's why though there are so many Hafus out there. Because my dad isn't the only one.
So
Japanese people are hot.
Japan has made it very clear that they do like because that solution has been proposed. To them many times.
Yeah, of course,
And they've constantly been like, we'll find another way.
It's like, yeah, but what's the real reason?
Well, because initially it was like, we'll just make robots. And like, turns out that robot technology, because they've been making these robots since like the 90s.
Like companion robots, right?
Since like the 90s. And they just don't fucking work. Like they don't solve a problem. And it's been shown time and time again, this is not going to happen anytime soon.
Yeah, no.
So you need to think of something else.
I literally can't think of a way.
You know what's interesting, actually?
I think they're fucked. Like, I think they're down this path, and until they let immigrants in, it's not
the problem.
Sorry, you said something was interesting.
No, I was gonna say, like, coincidentally, I started watching this show on Netflix called Love Is Blind. Do you know this show?
Yeah. I've seen that one. Yeah,
the Japanese one. Have you seen the Japanese one?
Yeah, I've seen the Japanese one.
It's like, not gonna lie, I'm a fan now.
What do you like about it?
It's just like, okay, so here's the thing. I watched back to back the American version of Love Is Blind, and then I watched the Japanese version of Love Is Blind. All right. Yeah. And so to explain the show, Love Is Blind is this TV reality show where a bunch of guys and a bunch of girls who are looking for love come. They all come to this house, and the males are separated with the females, and basically you go into what they call pods. Basically, and you talk to, if you're a guy, you talk to a bunch of girls, and if you're a girl, you talk to all the guys. Yeah. But you never see their face until you propose. Very, very radical show, right?
So you go from not seeing each other to proposing.
And so basically the whole concept is you don't fall in love with the person because of how they look.
Right,
you fall in love with the person because of who they are on the inside.
So what's the key difference between the American and
Big key difference, right? Watching the Japanese one is like watching the best fucking romance anime you'll ever see, because it is 100% just wholesome shit. The moment the doors open and this guy and girl who has fallen in love with each other's personalities see each other for the first time, and they're just like, it just lights up, and they like awkwardly hug and shit like that. And it's like, oh, now we're husband and wife. It's so fucking wholesome.
Yeah.
The one American episode I watched. Clearly this guy just came back from AlphaCon, because he fucking walks up and just like grabs the girl's ass and is like, I can't wait to get in that ass. I was like, oh my fucking God. You are just, that one statement has just completely ruined this build up.
This is why every romance anime ends when they kiss.
Yeah.
Right? This is why they never go further in romance anime.
And then in every American rom-com, they go to the fucking. And it's just like, so like when I saw that, I was just like, that might be a good thing, because I feel, and this is just completely from how I see it, I think a big problem with Japanese dating culture is that the Japanese society has kind of, and especially a lot of like TV and media, has kind of built up this weird stigma around how someone looks, right? Because like the whole thing of like how Japanese people need to be like really skinny and like, very fashion oriented. They all need to look like pretty and stuff like that. It's all a lot of like outside looks, right? Which, if anyone has ever dated anyone would know, that can only get you so far, right? And I think because, but for a lot of people, the first step to finding a partner is, unfortunately for a lot of people, it's like, if you're not hot, then I don't even want to try, kind of thing. And I feel that mentality, that toxic mentality, is really sunken in deep in Japan because of things like idol culture, because of the high fashion standards, because of the high, like, just high standards for
soy
people.
boys.
The soy boys, basically.
Well, I just think, like, it's... Like I was trying to say, like the problem is so deep rooted that you can't just point at one thing.
Of course,
Like the first barrier I think of is that where do people find time to meet people?
That's the other thing. That's the other thing, right.
And that's just one of the barriers, because people are gonna have to find time out of their work. So the first thing you're gonna have to fix, like one of the things you're gonna have to fix, is just the overwork culture in Japan, because no one fucking has time to meet people here.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, there's like 7 different other barriers that are just within the Japanese society that you have to go past. And unfortunately, making one anime about a dad and a cute daughter is not going to fucking fix all that, like, you can make fucking 10 Spikes families, but that's not going to fix the underlying problem, unfortunately.
I just find it depressing that, like, they think of every other solution except, like
the obvious one.
Yeah, they always just do, like, make a robot that loves you instead, or go and make a call line where you can just call someone to love you, or go to a host club and talk to a guy.
Go to a brothel.
It's like literally like they just it's it's baffling that even the lengths, like the whole rent a family things, right? Even that's an extension of that. It's like it just perplexes me how they will explore every avenue that is not just like, hey, just let people have like an extra hour off work. Like let them try and meet people. Or, hey, maybe when they're kids, we should maybe focus on making them be like have social skills, or talking more instead of ramming exams down their throat to death.
I think with the kind of change you would need to do this, it's kind of like a generational change.
Oh, dude, like way more than that. I think it's like multiple generations.
I think at this point it is probably
it's just a cultural thing at the end of the day.
It is like a lot of this is not. Because like, a lot of this is ingrained within Japanese culture. And it's not in Japanese culture to not find a partner, but a lot of the effects I've seen within Japanese culture, this is one of the results of that. That's a whole fucking web to untangle, and I wouldn't even know where to begin with that. Aside from let's just let more people come in the country.
Well, it's fairly simple. Japan is just full of a bunch of herbivores, right? So let the carnivore foreigners come in and just take them to town.
Did you see that? Did you see
let the alphas come in, dude? There's not enough alphas in this country.